Are you guys looking to amp up your breakfast game? If so, you're in the right spot. It's time for some food hacks. Hey guys, Kira here from 50 Shades of Mom, tips for all shades of mom life. And in today's video, I am back to share with you some more food hacks. It is a Friday after all, so it is a perfect time for that. And today we're talking breakfast. So like I said, if you're looking to amp up your breakfast game, you guys are in the right spot because I'm sharing a bunch of recipes, 3 of them breakfast wise, out of our amazing food hack cookbook that I found at the Dollar Tree, and I've been sharing recipes with you guys. So you guys, these have become my favorite videos to film. I used to film so many of them and then I fell off the wagon, but let me tell you how I am back, and I am back in full force with sharing these, because the more that I dive into this book, the more I realize how much Peggy Wang is a genius. So I'm gonna take you guys down to my counter and I'm gonna show you what I've been hacking in my kitchen breakfast wise. So in some cases, I like to save the very best for last, but for right now, I'm going to do the very best first. And that was crunchy French toast. So it says, this is basically the fried chicken equivalent of French toast. I like to use hollow bread for maximum scrumptiousness, but you can use cinnamon raisin bread or any sliced bread for that matter. And we're using Wonder Bread. So I have some butter here, and then I have some milk. I have 2 eggs, some salt, some cinnamon, some vanilla, and then our crunchy factor, which I have mixed here, some frosted flakes and then some cinnamon frosted flakes. Well, those are actually like the Amazon flakes, the non-GMO cereal, but those are cinnamon frosted flakes and then those Amazon flakes mixed together, and that's what's going to be our crunchy factor, you guys. But no joke, is this the fried chicken of French toast. This was amazing. So we're going to go ahead and make our French toast base, which is actually very similar to the way that I make my own French toast. And I actually have a cooking video that I can link up above where I actually make it with challah bread and turn it into a Monte Cristo. But you're going to go ahead and put those 2 eggs in, some milk, that vanilla, that cinnamon, and a little bit of that salt, just a few twists on the grinder. And then you're going to mix it all together. And that's your regular standard mixture that you want to use to make a French toast. And then I went ahead and put that cereal inside of a quart size Ziploc bag, and then just used the back of a ladle to go ahead and smash as much as I could those flakes to get them in a powdery kind of breadcrumb consistency. And then I got a pan on the stove and put a tablespoon or so of butter in it. And then I took our Wonder Bread and put the first piece in that mixture, got it good and soggy, and then started to put it in that mixture. And you're essentially going to bread the bread as if you were breading a chicken cutlet or something like that. Your breading is this absolutely fantastic cereal, and in a really good buttery pan, this just crisped up to be the most phenomenal French toast, you guys. I can't even explain how sometimes the simplest of her food hacks are a game changer in my world. So now the next time I see challah bread or I go to Trader Joe's, I'm going to get challah bread and try it with that. Or sometimes they have like chocolate chip brioche bread, all the different things you can do and all the different kind of flavored flakes that you can use as that breading on the outside. So delicious. But we're going to side note for just a second here. How many of you guys absolutely hate the twisty ties on these kind of bread? I always lose the twisty tie or the little plastic thing, but look at what Paul showed me. Holy cow, what a stinking game changer. So he just twisted the bread to the point where it kind of sealed it, and then took the bag and folded it over the loaf of bread. So it stays completely tight and you don't have to worry about finding or losing your little twisty tie or having them, because Lord knows I absolutely hate them. But our very last piece coming out is just French toast. I ran out of flakes and still had a little bit of mixture, but this was hands down one of the best breakfast hacks I think that she has ever come out with that I've done and shared here on my channel. I've shared a bunch and I have a whole food hack playlist that I'll link down below if you guys want to get caught up on ones you haven't seen. And I've done other breakfast ones, but this, you guys, the next time I do French toast, forever when I do French toast, this is how I'm doing it. But now we're on to pancakes, and I always do meal prep for waffles and pancakes and share that in my meal prep video. And matter of fact, on this day, I also went ahead and made regular pancakes that I shared with you guys in a meal prep video. But this is cake batter pancakes, and I immediately thought of those funfetti pancakes that I shared with you guys once before. So this says 2 things to be learned in life are that kids will eat anything with sprinkles, and cake batter tends to make things fluffier and tastier, which I did not know. And this says you can use any kind of cake mix that does it for you: classic yellow, butter, devil's food, red velvet, you name it, whatever kind of cake mix you want. But we actually got funfetti because I was trying to replicate those funfetti pancakes, because those were absolutely the best pancakes I've ever had, and I'm not even a huge pancake eater. So we have 2 cups of regular pancake mix, 1 cup of funfetti mix, and then some sprinkles. And this is one of those pancake mixes that you just use water, and it wants you to follow the directions just like you would on the pancake box. So I put our 2 powdered mixes in, our regular pancake mix, and then our funfetti mix. And then I went ahead and added 3 heaping tablespoons of those really pretty sprinkles that I bought for Maya's birthday party. That was just going to amp up that funfetti. And then I added in the 2 cups of water that the directions called for. And then we're just going to go ahead and give that a good whisk. I like to let my pancake mix sit for like 5 to 10 minutes before I put it onto the griddle, just because it adds like an extra fluffier element. And you also want to go ahead and get your any kind of element that you're going to cook in. I like to cook on my griddle really good and hot. Look what happened to that butter when I put it on there. It turned brown, which adds a really good flavor. You didn't burn the butter, you guys. You browned it, and sometimes that changes the flavor of everything. And then I went ahead and used an ice cream scoop. Do you guys use that as a trick for doing your pancakes? If I do pancakes or waffles, I like to use an ice cream scoop. It just really helps with keeping all of your pancakes or your waffles, whatever you're doing. It makes everything universal and similar to the same size. But then look at them, you guys. They browned up perfectly. You can see my first batch on the bottom. When there's always more butter on the pan, you always get a different look to your first batch of pancakes. At least that's what happens to me. But this was amazing, and this was just that one batch, and then I still went ahead and made some more, which is why I always have tons of breakfast meal prep for my kids. This does say be careful with your confectionery sugar or your maple syrup, because these are a little bit sweeter since you're using cake mix than standard pancakes. So you don't want to overdo it with the sugar toppings. But wow, you guys, think about the possibilities with all the different flavors. We're going to finish now with something simple, but something really, really awesome. And my kids absolutely loved it. And so this says yogurt parfait in a waffle cone. The crunchy toasted sweetness of the waffle cone will perfectly balance the tartness of the yogurt. And as a bonus for you slackers, it also a cleaning hack because there's no bowl to wash out, which is awesome. So we're going to use the leftover waffle cones from Maya's birthday, some blueberries, some vanilla yogurt. I have 1 banana here. And then we have our toppings, which I chose sliced almonds and some chocolate chips, but you can go ahead and use anything you want. You could do some kind of granola or something. Really, it's endless what you would want to top it with. But the first thing that they want you to do is get your fruit frozen. So I went ahead and chopped half the banana in some slices and put it on a plate. And then I dumped the blueberries on the same plate, and I made sure to make them even so that they would freeze faster. And then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take that plate and we're going to put that plate in the freezer for roughly, it took about 15 to 20 minutes for that fruit to get good, rock solid and frozen. But you want to do that because the fruit ends up becoming a stopper for the bottom of the cone so that the yogurt doesn't drip out. You know, you always want to eat your ice cream while it's still good and frozen so it doesn't leak out of the bottom of the cone. So I put a couple of blueberries at the bottom, the frozen ones, and then 1 frozen banana on top, and then I started the layering. So I put 2 tablespoons or like 1.5 tablespoons of the yogurt, and then I went ahead and sprinkled some more of the blueberries and another piece of banana, and then I added some more yogurt on top of that, and then I topped it with some of the sliced almonds and the chocolate chips. Now my kids were went crazy about the almonds, so next time I won't do that. Maybe I'll change up the different kinds of toppings that I put on. But like I said, those are the ones that I chose. And the kids were elated. I gave them this for breakfast, and so the only thing I really had to compromise on was the cone, because those are Lily's chocolate chips and nuts are still good for you, and it was fruit and yogurt. But just the fact that they were holding it in this vessel and they thought that they were eating ice cream for breakfast, it was so awesome. They gobbled it up, and really what they had is yogurt and fruit. So this was definitely a mom win. All right, you guys, that's it. We made it through another food hack video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And again, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm going to attach down below in the description box my entire food hack playlist, because if you missed those other videos, I highly suggest you going back and getting caught up, because like I said, this chick is a genius and there hasn't been one food hack that I've been disappointed with yet. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.